here's a great way. I mean, the timing is just pretty incredible. Everything I've been offering publicly has been guided by something higher than myself, has been guided by a ton of prayer, a ton of listening. Before I put anything public, it's always received a tremendous amount of combing through. I comb through it. I keep asking. I keep praying. Is this right? I write a bunch of things down for days and days. I ask my students, what do you want? What do we need? I get wonderful feedback. And then once I have all these pieces to the puzzle, I start piecing it together. And that's what comes out into the world. So as of tomorrow, we start an incredible 6-week journey. Now, you are welcome to do the entire journey. Of course, if you're ready, like if you are ready to totally rock it, and as I'm calling this, if you're ready to have a reality shift into your full power, badassstress, Shakti Yogini self, who's ready to learn to surf Kali's tidal waves, then join us starting tomorrow. It's all laid out. You actually don't need to think, and here's the link. You don't need to think. You don't need to like, what kind of asana am I gonna do, or how do I meditate, or I don't know, any breathing practices, or all that stuff. You don't need to worry about all that. I have mapped it out. All you need to do is show up. And the great thing is if you can't show up with us live, everything is recorded, so you won't miss it. You get all the recordings, you have them indefinitely, and the whole idea is that you have them, those recordings, so you can do them as many times as you'd like to really build and strengthen and deepen. And then of course you have me as your guide, ally, friend, sister, and privates are highly encouraged so that we can focus on what you personally are working on and goals specific. So I'm going to keep this short today. I'm going to leave it with really asking you to take time to go inward. And if you do not know how to go inward, then check out that link. That link is actually a collection of everything that I'm offering over the next starting over the next 2 weeks. So there's a total of 4 different programs. You are, of course, encouraged to do them all if you want the full reality shift into your full power badassstress Shakti Yogini self. If you want to just have a dip your toe in, I would highly suggest starting tomorrow with what's called the daily discipline sadhana. So that is going to be giving you really basic yet powerful tools to navigate through these times. Not just navigate through these times, but find out how can you serve. So develop that really intimate, quiet relationship with self so that then you can bring that out into the world and serve others. So for many people, when things get stressful, there's a habitual reaction. Either we talk too much, or we go and grab something and stick it in our mouth. Could be a variety of those things. We sleep too much. We run in the head too much. Maybe we over-exercise. Maybe whatever, you name it. The whole idea about creating a daily discipline to develop body, mind, and energy is so that we can stay awake. We can see what's happening. We can be a participant. And then once we've cultivated enough of all of those things, body, mind, energy, then we can actually be a contributor to the benefit of everyone. So that is my prayer, that you are taking time to really discern what it is that you're doing here in 2020 on planet Earth. And if you would like assistance on taking your whole reality to the next level, join us starting tomorrow. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Send me a Facebook message, or better yet, go to my website and send me a contact. That is actually the best way to reach me. Right here, whoops, contact. So yeah, that's the best way to get me. And if you have any questions right now before I hang up or turn off, please bust it out right now. Yeah. In prayer with you all, totally in prayer with you all. And the thing is, you know, when we are actually trained, when we can wear our yogini lenses or wear our dakini lenses, we see this all from the greater viewpoint as the perfection of the cycles of the universe, the perfection of the cycles of karma and purification and growth. And so that's part of also the training, is how do we pull ourselves out enough? How do we have enough view to see with that Buddha vision, that yogini vision, that dakini vision, all of them of the Buddha, the enlightened vision, that's it, the enlightened vision, to bring all those together. So how do we see with that enlightened vision? It's, you know, looking close to the picture, it's really hard to keep the sight of this is purely karma working itself out. This is purely the universal display of polarities doing their infinite dance. Shakti and Shiva, I've been talking about this on Kali Yuga Conversations for how many months now have I been doing these? So we have these unavoidable universal polarities, positive, actually I'm not even going to say positive, negative, because on the bigger scope, there's not a negative. It's just what is. It's just things playing out. In Sanskrit, they're called leelas. It's like the universal stories and plays just playing out the forces of the universe. So that's a really masterful view to keep going all the time. And the more we're doing meditation, the more we're doing asana with the body, the more we're doing breath to clean our internal and subtle bodies, the more we're doing all of these ancient, tried and true practices, the more we can see with our enlightened vision. The more we can pull ourselves out of feeling it personally, taking it on personally, and the more we can get to work and be a dakini, be a yogini, and pray and visualize the clarity of all this. Pray and visualize the dissolving of suffering and karmic downfalls. So what I'm offering is a collection of ancient, I'm talking thousands of years. I'm not making this stuff up. This is not like my personal agenda. In fact, if you might have seen it last week, I wrote on New Moon, I wrote a very vulnerable post about the yogini path on the levels that I have been born to ride, to run with them. It's a very intense path, the one that I have here. And had I been able to give it up, I would have. However, it's also an incredible blessing, and I can't give it up. It's in me. But the blessing is that I have access to these very ancient lineages through incredible teachers, and which is both extremely rare. One, to find these traditions. Two, to find a teacher. Three, to find a teacher who will open the door and take you all the way. And four, to find the circumstances that enable one to study and deepen. So that's what I bring. And then, for whatever reason, I have been guided to make these ancient lineages that are tried and true, they're transformational practices, designed for this very time in his and her story, this very time, for the most fiercest of times, for Kali Yuga. And I have been guided on how to make these ancient complex traditions of the sacred feminine from India and Tibet very digestible for the modern woman. And anyone at any level, any experience or non-experience, can come on in and totally drink from this well and take it as far as you want. So that is what's happening starting tomorrow. I'm going to leave it here, offering great gratitude to my teachers, the teachings, the lineages that are here now for us, that are in creation for this incredible offering starting tomorrow, and also new classes starting next week. And this really is all crafted and offered for the benefit of all beings, that those of us who come into the inner side, the inner realms of this temple, that you receive the tools that you have been seeking so that you can navigate in the way that you aspire to, that you can really step into your full badassstress yogini self, so you can serve yourself, so you can serve others, so you can serve humanity. And that together, us doing these things is creating benefit for all beings. Even if it's hard to imagine, it really can be hard to imagine, but somehow that's what the ancients say. If we do these traditions and the prescriptions that they say, we actually are benefiting all beings. With all my love and blessings.